I grew up in a small town about an hour west of Montreal, a place called Lachute, Quebec. It was a French-English town, and played Atom, Pee Wee, Bantam, and Midget until I was drafted by the Quebec Ramparts in the Quebec Major Junior League. Well, our family, the Lowe family in Lachute, were pretty synonymous with hockey. My dad and his brothers had a dairy, a factory, actually produced milk and ice cream, and so they had the machinery that could also freeze ice in the wintertime. So through the Lions Club and Lowe Dairy in Lachute, they created the first public skating rink. It was an outdoor rink, and I was fortunate to be a long list of Lowe kids that learned to skate on the Lowe Dairy rink and play minor hockey for Lowe Brothers hockey teams. You know, it was just a part of the fabric of our family. It's when winter came, you just played hockey. I think, I obviously loved it. You know, played a lot of ball hockey as well when there was no ice. Those days, actually, in a small town, there wasn't a lot of ice, believe it or not. So we had to play a lot of ball hockey. But just from year to year, I tell people this often when they ask me about making it to the National Hockey League. I never really thought about playing the National Hockey League. I just thought year after year you play hockey. You go from Pee Wee, and when you finish Pee Wee, you move to Bantam. When you finish Bantam, you move to Midget, then you move to Junior, and then you move to the NHL. It just sort of works that way. I would say the tournaments. We played. Lachute played in a pretty competitive league. It was an intercity league, and we played against some bigger cities. Our town was maybe 12,000 people, and we played against cities that were 50, 75,000 people. So we were often had our hands full in trying to win hockey games, but it made us more competitive. But then to get the opportunity to play in tournaments, because we had become a pretty good little hockey town, and we're invited to a lot of tournaments, and I remember winning a Pee Wee tournament in Quebec. Not the big Pee Wee tournament, but a Pee Wee tournament in Quebec was one of my best hockey memories. My family, the Lowe family, as I said earlier, were pretty instrumental in hockey in the community that I grew up in, and they were all influential. My dad passed away at a young age, so my immediate family, my mother and my brother, and then I had some cousins that played. One played at St. X. A guy by the name of Carmen Lowe was influential. It was almost like a father figure for me. And I had another cousin by the name of Brendan Lowe that played in the Quebec League and was drafted in the NHL, and other cousins that did fairly well. I was, I guess, unfortunately, the only one that made it to the National Hockey League of all the Lowe kids, but. And I was one of the younger ones, so I think, they all sort of, in some respects, were influential to me in terms of, wanting to work hard enough to get to the National Hockey League.